Welcome to Focal Point. My name is Carla Green. I am the director of the Regional Prevention Center at the Kansas City, Kansas Community College. And with me today is Ruth Maldonado, and we're going to be talking about one of our student organizations here on campus, the International Student Organization. And we're going to talk about some of the things that that organization does and what Ruth's involvement has been with that. So first of all, Ruth, thank you so much for coming today. Tell me a little bit about, we call it ISO. Tell me about ISO. What's the purpose of that group?
The purpose is to give the students, the international students from other countries and from here to the community, a broad look to have better understanding of the American culture and help them have better skills to how to approach to this culture.
Okay. So do you know, you might not know this one, how many different nationalities do you have represented in that group? Or give me some examples of some.
I personally go to this international room, and when I go there, I see, I'm from Honduras, so I see people from Iran. I met someone from Afghanistan and Mexico and just different places around the world.
So are there common issues that you have being an international student here?
Yes, I think we do have that. To adapt to this culture is kind of a transition to make, and yeah. I think
what are some of the things that have been difficult for you as far as trying to adapt to the culture?
Language, and that's the first one, language. But yeah, it's different country has different cultures, and this is definitely one of the big ones.
So do you have family here in the United States?
Yes, all my family.
Okay. So you're not completely by yourself. You do have at least a support system.
Yes.
Okay. What do you find is even beyond the language barrier, what are some of the other issues that you might have, or have you experienced issues, say, in your classes? Are there instructors who may not understand some of your cultural upbringing?
I've been, I think, kind of very adaptable when it comes to this culture. I've been here 8 years, so I think I'm making progress on that. But yeah, I think language to me is made a big cultural impact, because sometimes, you know, first I may be talking about this and the thing that it's saying doesn't make much sense to me because of the language, the way words are worded and stuff like that. Okay.
What are some of the differences? I mean, thinking about your classroom experiences in your native country and the classroom experiences you've had here, what are some of the differences? Or are there differences?
Yes, they are. Well, in my country, there's like, the people view things a little bit different than when it comes to here. It's more with law, and I'm not saying there's no law in my country, but it's just more enforced and stuff like that.
So in Honduras, you're saying that the laws are more enforced?
No, here.
Oh, here they are. Yes. Here they're more enforced. Okay. And so you've noticed that as a difference already?
Yes, there is.
Okay. So what caused you to become involved with ISO?
I think I like to meet new people and just from different countries and understand their culture and get involved with the community too and volunteer. I think that.
And it's interesting because you've mentioned some different nationalities that are involved with ISO, and then you've also talked about the language issues that you have being in this country. Do you experience language issues also within ISO?
Yes, I personally have talked with certain people who but I do I'm like, okay, I'm trying to understand that person because of the way they're speaking, their accent, and yeah.
Okay. All right. So tell me about ISO. What's the purpose? And we've talked about it being that organization that allows you all to come together, and you kind of had that network of support. What are some of the supports that you've received?
I received, we have great mentors. Give that to them. They're great people. And I personally had never been into a place where I've been helped so much.
Okay.
And I thought they wouldn't help me that much, especially when I had this problem with my books. Mm-hmm. It was the first of the start of the semester, and I had economic issues, and they just right away they helped me out.
Okay. Okay. So you didn't have to go searching for someone or maybe drop out of school because of that issue. They were there to provide that support for you.
They did.
Okay.
They did.
Anything else that they've done?
That's one of the biggest thing. And then they very comfort you when you go. Any advice that you need, opportunities that you need, if you need help with the scholarships, they will help you out too.
Okay. So let's say, and I'm not saying this happens with you, but let's say you're having a problem in one of your classes, maybe not being able to get what you need from an instructor, or not understanding the information, or you're behind, or anything like that. Is that something that they would be able to help with also?
Yes, I've been told, I was told by one of the mentors that anything that you need, just come, I teach too, and I will help you out. And they have also communicated with my instructors to tell them, how something that I could improve on, or stuff like that.
So when they say that they are your mentors, they're just not using that word, they actually mean it. They're following that up with their actions.
They do.
How often would you say that you go and speak with them?
I go very often. I do. I come 2 days to school. I usually try to go as much as I can throughout the day.
And the conversations that you have with them, are they always about academics? Can you talk to them about personal issues also?
Yes, you can. They really give you that trust and to communicate with them and just try to help you out, just in what they can.
And so when you're in that office, and I know I've been down there, and it's such a welcoming space. It really is. You just kind of want to go and curl up in a chair and sit and chat. So do you find that happening with international students? Is that like a hangout spot for you?
Yes. I'm meeting lots of people there.
Okay.
And it's very interesting because, you could, one day I walked in and it was cake day.
Okay.
So it's...
You should have called me.
Yes, and everyone's coming in and it was like, cake day. Oh, thank you. It was really nice.
So how does that make you feel as a student?
It's welcome. Yeah. It's somewhere like you want to be.
So you're not just kind of thrown out there and lost on campus. You always know that you have some place to go.
Yes.
If you need some support.
Since the first day they told me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me about some of the activities that ISO has done here on campus.
Just recently they did a fashion show, and that was one of them. They also do community service, I believe. They do book sales as well, which goes to scholarships.
Okay. Now tell me about the fashion show. I wasn't able to attend the fashion show. What's the reason behind that? I saw some of the outfits though; those were kind of cool.
Yes, they were. It was really nice. I think so.
Yeah, had a good turnout. Okay.
Yes.
With the community service, give me a couple of examples of some community service projects you've done.
Some of the community service, we gone to, like helping at the book sale and different with the other events that are happening in school. You can go and help too.
Okay. Now the book sale, because I know there are a couple of organizations on campus that participate in book sales. Is there a particular type of book that you all sell? Are they children's books or adults?
It's any type of book, different, and even from school. If sometimes at the end of the semester students would not need that book and they will buy it for you,
right?
And they could provide you with a book.
That's a good idea. Okay. Did you participate in the fashion show? I have to go back to that.
I did not. I did not. Went to it.
Okay, so you were there, but you didn't model.
No, I did not model.
Okay. What's your interaction with other student organizations on campus? I know Student Senate works hard to try to get the student groups to work together. Are there some examples that you have of times when you've worked with another group?
I think I've been into Phi Theta Kappa.
Okay.
I think they're the honors students.
Are you're in Phi Theta Kappa?
I practically not, but I am an honor student.
Okay, good.
So, but I've seen they're doing really well.
Okay, okay. What's the community service project that you all worked on together? Because I know they do a lot.
Oh yes, they do a lot. They do food cans drives and stuff like that.
Okay, okay. So if I were an international student, would you encourage me to become involved with ISO?
Yes, I would. I think it's really a place to bring yourself and meet, just bring yourself to the world and new cultures and look at the world a little bit different.
So, and it sounds like you are doing well academically, and you are acclimating to society. Do you think that you would be doing as well if it weren't for the experiences and relationships that you have with ISO? It's kind of a tough one.
I think that's made a big difference. I don't think I'll be the same. It's made a big impact in me with all the help that they provided me.
Right. What if you need tutoring?
Oh yes, they do help out with that. They do. Help
themselves, or then maybe refer you to someone who could do that? Okay.
Yes.
So all of those supports are there.
Yes.
So do you all ever have an event where you have, I'm thinking all these international students who are here, do you have an event where you have food from all of the different countries? Like maybe you could make a dish that's, that represents your culture, so that, those of us who may not have experienced that can come down and just gorge ourselves?
That will be probably on the Heritage Month.
Ah, okay.
Between there. Okay. I think that will be good to go down there and fester yourself.
Are you going to cook for Heritage Month? Oh, come on.
I think
you'll think about it.
Yeah, I think about it.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about ISO and in particular what involvement in that organization has meant for Ruth here on campus. So please join us after the break.
I always pay more than the minimum balance on my credit card.
I just opened an education IRA for my kids.
I never invest more money than I can use.
How are you saving for your future? Find out more great ways to save for your future and choose to save.
There's a saying, do what you love what you do. At Kansas City, Kansas Community College Technical Education Center, you can choose from 20 technical programs, affordable programs designed to prepare you for high-demand jobs. You can be prepared for the job you love in 1 year or less. Visit us online at kckcc.edu or call today about the wide variety of technical education programs offered at the Technical Education Center at 2220 North 59th Street, calling 627-4100.
Welcome back to Focal Point. I'm here again with Ruth, who is representing the International Student Organization here on campus, and we're going to talk some more about her involvement with that group. And so, Ruth, we were talking during the break about some of the experiences that you've had, and you said that you told me before that you have been in the United States for about 8 years. What brought your family here?
It brought us. We know it in many different countries, and here, of course, the American dream.
Okay.
And just my parents want something better for me and for our family.
And when you think of the American dream, because we use that phrase a lot, when you think of the American dream, what does that mean for you?
To me personally, means to have achieved that goal. To go to school, to have a career, and just have a life.
Okay. And so, have you declared a major here on campus? Do you know what you want to do?
Unfortunately, I thought I did, and many closed. But to me, there are many closed doors. So that's why I'm just taking general courses right now.
And I think that's common with young students, that what you think you want to do when you first start college is probably not what you're going to end up doing, by the time you end that journey. So I think it's quite common. And that's one of the benefits of the general education courses, is that is kind of gives you that broad foundation. And so you may take a course or take an elective course that sparks your interest, and you realize, hey, this is what I really want to do with my life. So I think you're fine. I think you're in the same category with a lot of students.
Yes.
So you came to the United States, and you were a student at Wyandotte High School. Okay. Tell me about that experience at Wyandotte. I know Wyandotte historically has had a fairly large population of international students. What kinds of supports were in the high school for you?
I can't complain. I had great teachers there. I really did. I had a lot of help there, and it's through the 4 years, there was just any help that I, struggling with classes, anything. There were tutoring, there were teachers being, telling you, we can help you out in this, and it was a lot of help.
And I have to say that is so good to hear, because a lot of times I think when, and as parents and as professionals, when we're talking about kindergarten through 12th grade, a lot of what we hear is, the teachers don't care, they're not supportive, they're not doing this. And you were telling a very different story for you, in that your teachers were there and the support system was there for you.
Yes, they were. I had a really good experience in high school, and I was involved in different clubs and volunteering and tutoring myself as well in classes. It was a busy year.
Okay. Were there teachers at Wyandotte who encouraged you to attend college?
Yes.
Okay.
There wasn't a single one who I wouldn't heard, saying, you need this to prepare for it, and they would do workshops to prepare you for college.
Okay.
And I took a semester of college in Wyandotte.
Good.
That's how much help they are giving the students.
Great. So when you were at Wyandotte, and I know we're supposed to be talking about your experiences here, but at Wyandotte, were there student organizations that you were involved in?
Yes, I was in the garden club.
The garden club, okay.
Yes. And then I was in the community volunteering club as well.
So with that club, you then went out into the community and participated in some volunteer programs? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So being involved there and having such a positive experience with your mentors and with your teachers at the high school level, when you first came to this campus, did you immediately look for an organization to become involved with?
Yes, the first one that I always brought to was the Students International Organization. That was the first one.
So it never occurred to you to just go to class, go home, and not be involved in anything on campus?
No, because it was, because of the scholarship, it kind of brought me to that. So, and of course I knew there were other organizations, but... Right.
But you feel comfortable with this one. Yeah. And it sounds like it's meeting your needs because they really are providing that support system for you. So beyond that support, because obviously they've really been there for you, can you think of any other benefits of being involved in an organization like that? Maybe conversations that you've had with some other students. What are some of the things that they would say about what being involved with ISO has meant to them?
I have a class with one of the members, and she goes to conventions. She is in the same she views the same things of the culture, and she's doing well on her classes. She goes to the mentors as well, and anything that she needs, we all being helped.
So she's having a positive experience also. If you were in a class with another international student who is not actively involved and maybe that student is struggling, what would you say to that person?
I would say to get involved, or to, they have really nice stuff down there, and you could get help if you need anything. And you can just go in there in the international room and do your work, and you could be helped there too.
And you said do work. If you need a quiet place to do some work, is that some place you would go? Okay.
Yes. You can have some coffee, hot chocolate there. Yeah.
I'm going to have to go down there more. You got coffee, hot chocolate, you had cake.
Yes.
Going to have to go down there. So you would encourage other students to join. And if not that organization, what about other organizations on campus? I guess, how important do you think it is that students become involved in something outside of their classwork?
It gives you a broader social experience. That's what I think.
And I do think that's important. I think when you just come and you're focused on academics and you ignore the non-academic side of the college experience, you do miss out on some things. Yeah. Yes. And you've also opened doors for yourself. The other part is, if I'm just going to class, then when I need tutoring or I need some other supports, I may not know what resources are out there. But because you're involved in that group, you don't have to know all those things, because you have advisors and mentors who are more familiar with the services on campus, so they've been able to reach out and help you get the things that you need.
Yes,
I think that is great. So anything else that you have? I know you all just finished your fashion show, which I heard was really good. Anything else that you all have that's coming up here on campus? Any other activities?
Right now, I'm not sure what's coming up. I need to go to another meeting. But I'm sure we'll have more activities to do.
A question, I just thought of this. Do I have to be an international student to be a member of the International Students Organization?
No.
Okay.
You can just go there and just, if you need anything, you can just go there.
Do you have regular meetings?
I believe so.
Okay.
We do have, I think we have one coming up.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And I'm assuming that at the meetings, that's where you talk about maybe some of the activities that you may want to do.
Yes.
Do you talk about maybe what other supports you all may need from the group? I guess kind of walk me through, what does a meeting look like?
Oh, yes, we do talk about different coming events or things that we might want to do. And talk you could help me out with this, or probably you could do this, and just get organized to do all the activities and events.
So even outside of everyone coming together and working on events, we've talked a lot about your mentors, the adult faculty and staff members who help with the group. As international students, do you depend on each other also for any type of support?
In a way, maybe we can just relate in a way to each other. So yes. Okay. Yes.
Because, honestly, if you have mentors who have lived in the United States all of their lives, they may not really, fully understand some of the issues that you all have.
One of the mentors is from Colombia.
Yes.
So
she gets it.
Yes, she does.
She definitely gets it. So if you had, 2 minutes to talk to a student, or and I think I did ask you about, you see a student who's struggling, and you would encourage that student to become involved in an organization. Let me ask you this first. What are the skills that you are learning, or what are anything that you are learning as a part of this experience that you will be able to take with you once you leave the Kansas City, Kansas Community College?
You will live with with a social experience, meeting with new cultures, and probably once you meet other people of the same culture, you will understand why they do certain stuff, or where they come from, and what it means, probably struggles that they go to, and stuff like that. Okay. I think it gives you a really nice experience to better yourself.
Right.
And here especially, that is multicultural.
Do you think having those experiences with people from so many different cultures also helps, I guess, maybe keep you from making judgments about people just based on their appearance or their nationality, because you know these people personally?
Yes.
So how has that helped with not making those stereotypical judgments?
Yes, we live in this society, this structured society, which if we go to different around the world, you will find yourself with culture shock.
Right.
And I think if you probably have some talk with that person that you may never have made judgments about,
right.
maybe you could be able to understand why they do certain stuff or why they act that way. And
right. Okay. So, you and I are classmates. I'm not involved in any organization on campus. You have 30 seconds to tell me about ISO and to convince me to join. What would you say to me?
I would say if you need a place to want to be more social, to be more social with people and understand them, and if you need any help and knowing college or any like that, you could just go there and you'll be helped.
Okay, all right. And I can stop by for some coffee and hot
Yes,
chocolate.
that too.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. And I'm really excited that you are having such a positive experience. That's good to hear, that this has been really beneficial to you and has helped you even academically just by having that additional social support. So
yes.
Glad to hear that.
I'm very thankful.
Yes, I'm glad. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us on another edition of Focal Point, and we'll see you again next time.